The apparatus required for this particular experiment is this concave and convex surface. This is a watch glass. This is the convex surface, okay, bulging out, and the one which is protruding down is a concave surface. Okay, we are going to make a use of this only for measuring the concave and convex surface, and we are going to find out the thickness of this particular plate. Now, how to do this particular thing? In that case, first reading which we are going to take is for the plane surface. There are many ways to find out that. One is a parallax method, where you put this particular thing on the mirror and then watch the image of the central screw on that. When you find that these two are matching, we say that the parallax is removed, they are exactly matching. So what we can do is, we can do a paper test also, where we can insert a paper and find out whether the three legs are touching the surface or not. Okay, we'll insert a small paper which has a very small thickness and verify whether it is touching the surface. Okay, it can still move. Okay, now we'll just check whether it is touching all the three legs. Okay, still needs to be done. Okay, now it's not passing through this. So now I'm going to take the readings. Okay, if you observe this particular thing, this circular scale has not crossed the zero. Okay, the circular scale has not crossed the zero on the main scale. So I'm going to write the reading as 0.9 on the main scale. Now my next concern is to find out the circular scale reading. Okay, for that what I'm going to do, I'm going to check what is the coinciding division of the circular scale with this main scale. Okay, for that I'm going to do or check the coinciding division. Now if I see, okay, the 89th division of the circular scale, 89th division of the circular scale is matching with the main scale age. Okay, main scale age is matching with the 89th division. So the coinciding circular scale division reading is, in my case, is 89. Then I do that, I multiply this coinciding division 89 with the least count. The least count was 0.001. So my answer now is 0.089. 0.089. My main scale reading and my readings would be now. For main scale, it would be, for main scale it is 0.9. For circular scale it is 89. 89 into least count, that is 0.001. So it becomes 0.089. And then what we do is we add this. So I have the reading answer as 0.989. Okay, what I do, I move ahead, I take the concave surface reading. I move ahead and take the concave surface reading. As I told, the concave surface is one which is moving or which is having a dip. Okay, this is the concave surface. So what I do, I now place this in this particular surface, and in this case the screw is going to move downwards. Okay, the screw is going to, from the flat surface it is going to move downwards. Okay, that movement of the screw is called as a sagitta. In case of a concave surface, the screw is going to move upwards. That is going to be called as the sagitta. The movement of that screw from the plane surface, either in upward direction or in downward direction by that small amount, that is called as a sagitta. We are going to use that sagitta to find out the least count, not the, we are going to use it to find out the radius of the surface. We are going to use it for finding out the radius of the surface. Now for the concave surface, I place it and I move it down and I check the reading. And with the paper, I once again make it sure that it is going to touch that edges of the surface. Okay, make it sure that it is touching. I've made it sure that it is touching to all the surfaces, and now I'm going to take the reading. For the reading, I once again check how much divisions it has crossed on main scale. Okay, now you can observe the circular scale edge is lying between 0.8 and 0.9. So my main scale reading in this case would be 0.8, and now I'm going to see what is the main scale, what is the main scale reading. Okay, in the main scale you can observe it is coinciding with the, say, fifth division. So it is 5 into the least count, that is 0.001, that is 0.005. Now what I do, I add these two and I have the reading 0.805. This is for the concave surface. And for the convex surface, now what I do is just revert this particular watch glass and now I put it over here, and in this case the screw is going to move up now. I'm going to check with the paper once again how much. Made it sure that all the edges are touching, and I am going to check it now by how many divisions the circular this has moved up or down. Okay, by how many divisions, whether it has moved by how many divisions it has moved upwards. Okay, now I can see the main scale reading is lying between 1.2 and 1.3. So my reading is 1.2. Okay, it is 1.2, and circular scale reading is again between 7 and 8. So not 7 and 8, it is between, say, 7. Okay, 7 into 0.001, so it is 0.007, so 1.207. Okay, now I'm going to measure the height of this particular plate. Okay, for that I am going to place the center leg on this surface and remaining 3 legs on the edge of this, on the table. Okay, and make sure that this all legs touch it. Okay, now it is touching the surface, and now I take the reading. It is lying between 1.5 and 1.6. So 1.5 is my reading for main scale, 1.5, and the circular scale reading is between 70 and 80. So it is 77. So I write 77 into 0.001, which is 0.077. I add this, so 1.577. These are my readings. Okay, this is H1, this is H2, H3 and H4. Okay, using this I'm going to find out the sagitta for the concave surface, that is HE and HX. Okay, and then substitute the values of HE and HX in the finding out the radius of the watch glass. Before doing that, I need to know the distance between this three legs. Okay, so I have got these three legs. This is the first leg. Okay, you can see I have pressed it and I have got these three edges. What I do, I get an impression of that. What I do, I'm just pressing it. I observe this, and then I measure this distance. And after measuring this distance with the scale, I observe this distance between the legs is 3.1, 3.1 and 3. So average you are supposed to find out. Substitute this average as the distance A. Okay, this is A. You are going to find out average A is nothing but the average of these three edges. Okay, joining this you will be able to find out 1, 2, 3 average of this. You will get it as you will find out the A. Substitute this A in the finding out the radius of the curvature for the concave surface and convex surface. Okay, thank you.